All right, hello, college football fans. It's OU picker time here in Oklahoma. My name is Harry James Taylor, and we'll start with a lot of the teams in the Big 12 region. And they'll start tomorrow night, Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. as 24th ranked Texas Christian will be at Texas Tech on ESPN. It's been a couple of down weeks for the Big 12. I think the Big 12 falls again. This is not going to be an easy night. Texas Tech's going to be hungry. It'll be Kingsbury's first Big 12 game, and I just don't think TCU's ready. I think Texas Tech's going to pull the upset. They'll take Friday off, at least in the Big 12, and then on Saturday, the University of Oklahoma, my OU Sooners, will host 14th ranked in the country. I'm sorry. We'll host Conference USA hopeful champion Tulsa at 11 a.m., as will Georgia State be hosted by West Virginia. The Oklahoma number 14 Tulsa game will be on ESPN2. The Georgia State West Virginia game will not be televised on your TV networks. The next Big 12 game looks like it will be at 5 p.m. I think that this time might be the upset. Iowa State will upset Iowa in Ames on Fox Sports 1. And at 6 o'clock, the University of Massachusetts, UMass, will play Kansas State, the champion of last year in the Big 12 Conference. That game has not been picked up for television. 6:30, a couple of games have been picked up for television. Kansas will be at Rice on CBS Sports. I just don't. I think Kansas might win this game. I just do. I think that the Big 12 is just going to get bigger and stronger and tougher. And finally, Lamar will be at 12th ranked Oklahoma State University. That game will be on Fox Sports Oklahoma, and I like Oklahoma State. At 7 p.m., 25th ranked Ole Miss will be at unranked Texas on the Longhorn Network. And I would hate to say this, at least for the Big 12, but it would be very hilarious on the Longhorn Network if this were to happen. And, last weekend I pulled the upset. I think it might happen. I pulled the upset of BYU over Texas. I think that this weekend might happen again and Texas loses. In the upset last week that I called BYU over Texas, remember the injury to David Ash, the starter. And by the way, they just got ran over figuratively and literally. So I like Ole Miss in this one to beat Texas. As far as all of college football on your TV sets, like we said, it starts at 6:30 along with that TCU Texas Tech game. They also have a Troy at Arkansas State on ESPNU. I like Arkansas State. Finally, the battle for Louisiana as Tulane is at La Tech on Fox Sports 1. I like LA Tech in that matchup. The Friday Nighter should be pretty interesting. At 7 p.m., Air Force will be at Boise State on ESPN. I like Boise State. Air Force is a strong team to prepare for, but Boise State does not want to start 0-2, and they will not. On Saturday, sharing the time with the Tulsa, Oklahoma game on ESPN2 will be Stanford at Army at CBS Network. I like Stanford in this one. The battle for Kentucky, number 7th ranked Louisville, will be at Kentucky on ESPN. I like Louisville, but closer than the experts think. Maybe Kentucky might be able to pull it out. On the Big Ten Network, Archon will be at Michigan in the Big Ten Network. I like Michigan. On ABC, 6 16th ranked UCLA will be at 23rd ranked Nebraska. Mark me down for Nebraska, the Big Red in the upset. I like Bo Pelini. They're going to be ready. They're going to be jacked in that stadium. It's going to be ginormous. It's already bigger, Sooner fans, than what we might remember Broyles' senior year, and that was, or junior year, I guess, and that thing was already huge. Back to the Big Ten games on the Big Ten Network. They would also have Western Illinois at Minnesota on the Big Ten Network. If you pick up that bowl game, I like Minnesota. And finally, Virginia Tech at East Carolina will be on Fox Sports 1. Give me the Hokies and Va-Tech. A little bit of an odd time here, 11:21 a.m., but Southern Miss is at Arkansas on ESPN3. Give me Arkansas, the Razorbacks. That's a good-looking ball club. I think that they might be able to pull this thing out. At 11:30, we got two of them for you. Louisiana Monroe, the University of Louisiana Monroe, will be at Wake Forest on ESPN3.com or here regionally on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Give me Wake. Also on ESPN3.com only is New Mexico at Pitt. I like Pittsburgh. At high noon, 12 o'clock, you have Eastern Michigan at Rutgers on ESPN3.com. Give me Rutgers. You also have Fordham at Temple on ESPN3.com. Give me Temple. At 1 o'clock, Youngstown State is at Michigan State on the Big Ten Network. Sorry, Bobby and Youngstown State, but I think Michigan State gets this thing done on the Big Ten Network. On the Pac-12 Network at 2 o'clock, you can see Boston College try to bounce back at USC, and they will. Mark me down for USC. 2:30 p.m. CBS. This game is not getting a lot of talk, at least here in Oklahoma, because of what did or didn't happen at OSU. But it should still be a pretty fun, pretty tight ball game. As you'll be able to see, number 1 Alabama take on the Heisman Trophy winner and Johnny Football, a.k.a. Johnny Manziel, as Alabama is at number 6, Texas A&M on CBS. But mark me down for Alabama. They're going to get in his face, and they're going to make him regret ever beating them in Tuscaloosa last year. ABC will have another SEC foe of those two teams, as Tennessee will be at second-ranked Oregon on ABC. Go Ducks. Mad love to you, Duck fan. I know you're watching. Nevada will be at 10th-ranked Florida State on ESPN. Mark me down for the Seminoles of Florida State. ESPNU has a big ACC matchup also, as Georgia Tech will be taking on Duke, as Georgia Tech's at Duke on ESPNU. Mark me down for the Dukies. On ESPN3.com, you can see Stony Brook at Buffalo on ESPN3. I like Buffalo. I really like what I saw from them against Ohio State the first week. Last week win, kind of shaky. Yeah, but then again, that Baylor team's pretty good, at least looking right now. I think they're going to bounce back against Stony Brook. And finally, on CBS Network, Delaware is at Navy. Mark me down for the Navy midshipmen to win that ball game. At 3 p.m., you have two more ball games for you. Ball State is at the University of Northern Texas on Fox Sports Plus. Give me UNT, University of North Texas. And Wagner State is at Syracuse on ESPN3.com. Mark me down for the Qs. Syracuse Orange, baby. Go Orange. 5 o'clock p.m. A couple of big games on the Big Ten Network. Like number 19, Washington will be at Illinois. Mark me down for Washington, the 19th ranked Huskies. Or on the Big Ten Network also will be Central Florida at Penn State. Mark me down for State. They know what they're doing out there. Southern Utah is at Washington State on the Pac-12 network at 5:30. Way to go, Mike Leach, beating USC last week. They're going to do it. They're going to win again on that one. 6 o'clock. Last weekend, the big matchup to watch was Oklahoma, West Virginia on Fox. This time on Fox, it's 4th-ranked Ohio at Cal on the Fox network, on Big National Fox. Give me Ohio State. On ESPNU, you'll be able to see Kent State, and they'll be at 8th-ranked LSU on ESPNU. Mark me down for Louisiana State University. Another SEC matchup, Mississippi State will be at Auburn on ESPN2. Mark me down for Auburn. Vanderbilt, it will be at 13th-ranked South Carolina on ESPN. Mark me down for South Carolina. Florida Atlantic will be at South Florida on the ESPN3.com network. Mark me down for USF. Nicholls State will be at Louisiana Lafayette on ESPN3.com. Mark me down for Lafayette, Louisiana. Northwestern will be at Cincinnati on ESPN3.com in Cincinnati. So mark it down for Cincinnati to win that ball game. And also, finally, Eastern Washington will be at Toledo on ESPN.com. Mark me down for Toledo. All those games are at 6 o'clock p.m. on Saturday. A little bit later than that, 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, you can also watch Western Kentucky at South Alabama on ESPN3.com. Mark me down for USA, South Alabama. And finally, Maryland at Connecticut. That one should be kind of interesting on ESPN3.com. Mark me down for UConn, but Maryland might be able to give them a fight for their money. But I think UConn's the better team. I think Maryland's a better team, but since they're playing at UConn, give UConn the win. A little bit later than that, 7 o'clock, the big-time matchups start. Number 21st-ranked Notre Dame. A week closer to Oklahoma, but first they have to get through at Purdue on ABC, and they will. Mark that down for a W for 21st-ranked Notre Dame. On ESPN News, you can watch Marshall at Ohio on ESPN News. Mark that down for Ohio. And finally, Weber State is at Utah State on ESPN3.com. Mark that one down for Utah State. At 8 p.m. on the Big Ten Network, Western Michigan will be at 17th-ranked Northwestern. Mark that one down for the Northwestern team. At 9 o'clock p.m. on the FS1 Fox Sports 1 Network, you can see Oregon State at Utah. An early big Pac-12 game. Mark that down for a Utah win. Finally, the last two, UTSA will be at Arizona on the Pac-12 network. Knock that one down for Arizona to win. And finally, 20th ranked Wisconsin will be at Arizona State on ESPN. Mark that one down for Wisconsin. They are the only team to play a little bit better than Oklahoma and not give up any points in the preseason. And I see in the non-conference season for at least 3 weeks. I see that continuing against Arizona State. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, you can follow me at SoonerFanOK. Follow me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor. Thanks for watching. And everybody enjoy your college football Saturday. Until next time, Boomer Sooner, everybody.